This is how dumb and pointless these riots are. This is how dumb Latinos are. This is a Telemundo truck. It's there to make sure that if anything happens to you, they have it on camera. Wow. People recording their own crimes. Like, these people are going to jail. Eventually, they're going to round them all up. They don't understand. They're going to do like 5 or 10 years for this. Possibly more. His own Mexican family members snitched on him, and they were quick to do it once they saw the $50,000 reward that was put out for the man El Pidio Reina, who launched large projectiles at moving vehicle of federal officer. And many could have expected this, as not only was he a Lakers fan, and Lakers fans are violent. When the Lakers won, especially when RIP Kobe was there, man, they used to tear shit up. So I'm sure this is not his first rodeo. Not only this, but the charges that he had. I can't move my head all the way, because if I do, you will see that he did some really bad things. And this man was probably the cause of why this entire thing turned south, and frankly made it worse for the people that were suffering from what's going on. Man's a gambler, womanized, and these were the people that went out there to represent us. Not even his own family liked this guy. They saw those 50 G's and said, "Acá está este güey, vengan por él." I'm glad they got him. He made it worse for a lot of people that want to come over here, and the ones that are already here. Fuck this guy.
You have your face covered. Is there a reason for that?
Yes, because there's been a lot of really fascist responses to protesting under this administration, and we don't really know who's going to show up or what's going to happen. So it's just a protective measure.
Yeah. Your name for me?
Yeah, it's Christina with a CH, and then Maimone, M-A-I-M-O-N-E.
This is wild. A mysterious black truck just passed out all of these expensive bionic face shields to protesters in LA, and the news caught it on camera. I zoomed in and found out this is the UVEX bionic shield. These are not cheap. They're around $45 to $65, and you can't just get them in bulk. But one place that sells them is Walmart. And why is that important? Because there's a new protest being promoted called No Kings on June 14th, and even celebrities like Chrissy Teigen are posting it, and it's in magazines and newspapers. And guess who's behind this message? Christie Walton. That's right, one of the billionaire heiresses, a part of the Walmart family. Now, I don't know why they would be behind that protest against President Trump, but remember, just less than 3 weeks ago, President Trump tweeted about the whole tariff situation, saying Walmart should stop trying to blame tariffs as the reason for raising prices throughout the chain. Walmart made billions of dollars of last year, far more than expected. Between Walmart and China, they should, as is said, eat the tariffs and not charge valued customers anything. I'll be watching, and so will your customers. So, is it possible that maybe the Walmart family didn't like that and now they're finding ways to make their voices heard? Or is this just a big coincidence? As always, let me know what you think about all of this down below.
Interesting to see that Christina Gonzalez was saying that this is not an organized rally like we saw earlier in the day, where you have the different organizations that are backing some of these protests. This is more, she said, organic, and maybe that's what you're seeing there. I'm hoping that is.
What are those boxes?
Are those masks of some sort? Are those gas masks?
That doesn't look like food.
Yeah,
and
those
water.
Looks like masks.
Yeah, no, those are masks. Yeah, so people are prepping for some sort of altercation with police as we speak.
Yeah, this is a different scene than what
this intersection, like I said.
Yeah. I mean, we saw
at this intersection, like I said, there's no local police. We've been seeing the burnouts.
A very different scene. And are those hats that you wear that are more like helmets? I mean, this is a worrying sight. I mean, Christina's site, which is like very close by, she was describing a festive atmosphere, and it looked like a lot of folks, including a lot of older folks, who were there for the right reasons.
This guy's tagging the sidewalk, right?
You know, this is troublemakers. You probably don't put on a mask unless you have a plan of not wanting somebody to see your face. And so this is concerning.
Well, the woman who was handing out the masks, you see her quite clearly there in that beige T-shirt. She's not covering her face at all. So I would love to hear from her as to what this is about. Alex, you do bring up the fact that this could be very concerning. It is a Monday and not the weekend, so you're wondering how many people are wanting to stick around through the evening. Matthew, do you get a feel at all for this crowd? You've been out there for the past couple days.
Yeah, it reminds me of when we got to Paramount on Saturday. Here we have another person doing a little bit of a burnout there in the intersection, where you can feel an energy in the air. It's hard to describe, where it just feels like something's going to happen and you're waiting for it to happen. And you can look around, you see the National Guard in front of the federal building, but as far as this intersection where we're seeing all this take place, there's no local police to be seen.
Yeah.
And we have people handing out masks and gas masks, and we just saw people graffitiing the sidewalk right in front of this truck, and we've seen people doing burnouts in the street, and there's no local law enforcement around.
Let us clarify, because we've been showing a wide shot and from a different angle, a whole lot of officers on the other side of the federal building, almost behind you, and perhaps the visual is obstructed from your point of view, but I can tell you there are many, many, many LAPD cars and officers there that have staged. They are blocking that freeway overpass, so protesters can't get on that overpass like they did yesterday.
When corporations fund protests, you have to really wonder what the heck is going on. The No Kings protest that's happening all over America on June 14th, funded by Walmart. Right there, paid for by Christie Walton. Christie Walton is the billionaire heiress of Walmart, worth almost $20 billion. What do you think her endgame here is? Like, is she really worried about authoritarianism or human rights abuses? Or is she just after cheap labor? Okay, over 70% of SNAP recipients and Medicaid users were full-time workers, and many of them are from Walmart. The irony is certainly not lost on me that the biggest organized protest against a so-called king is being organized by an oligarch. I mean, I don't think it's by accident that the bottom 50% of China holds twice as much wealth as the bottom 50% of America. Okay, China is the blue line, America is the red line. This should wake a lot of people up. Like, think about it. Why is China, where we get all our cheap goods from, why are they able to pay their workers, but not us? It's almost like they're trying to distract us from everything other than paying people a living wage. Let me know what you think.
Who's funding the LA ICE riots? Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna gave a name. Neville Singham is the man funding these riots. Not a fringe conspiracy, a billion-dollar fact. Neville Roy Singham, former tech CEO, sold his company ThoughtWorks for nearly $800 million, then disappeared into Shanghai, where he now operates inside a Chinese communist propaganda ecosystem. He's not donating to charity. He's building a political influence machine. Tens of millions funneled through shell nonprofits like the People's Support Foundation into radical activist groups like the Party for Socialism and Liberation, the Answer Coalition, Code Pink, and Breakthrough News, groups tied to anti-ICE actions in LA. PSL was on the ground. They weren't random protesters. They had funding, they had infrastructure, and they had a message that mirrored Singham's pro-CCP, anti-American ideology. Meanwhile, Shirla, the respectable face of immigration advocacy, got over $34 million in taxpayer funding and worked closely with protest organizers. They're not violent, but they laid the foundation. This isn't just outrage. It's foreign influence agitation, funded by a billionaire ideologue with open ties to communist China. They're not just marching, they're maneuvering. And now we know who's bankrolling the moves. My friends, we are all anonymous, and we just pulled back the mask.
I knew it was something funny going on with these California protests and riots. I said it in the end of my video. But look at this shit. That's a Craigslist ad saying that they're paying anywhere from $6,500 to $12,500 per week. And they're looking for the toughest badasses in the city of Los Angeles. And these people that they're looking for need to be in the same area where these protests are happening. Look at that. Take your time, screenshot that for a second, and we're going to jump into this real shit. Like I always say, it's nothing new under the sun. You have bricks strategically placed in places where people can throw them. We all seen a video where people throwing bricks at FBI agents' cars, ICE cars, things of that nature. Where the hell all those bricks come from? Then you have China saying that they'll liberate California if Donald Trump doesn't protect the citizens of California. China is saying that they were going to step in and protect California if President Trump doesn't. This shit is gonna get worse before it can get better. We all know a lot of people are tired of the bullshit. This is why people are moving the way they're moving. And all they needed was a little push. And now you can see what that push did. I really need y'all to pay attention to what's about to happen and what can happen. And you even have people saying that the same protests are about to start taking place in places like Florida and other states. If shit like this continues, things could really go bad. Pay attention.
Who is behind all these crazy riots in LA? And if you actually look at the social organization that's putting out these flyers, it's the Party for Socialism and Liberation, which is, and I kid you not, the actual Communist Party. So
we are forming a select team of the toughest dudes in the area. The unit will be activated only when the situation demands it.
The Communist Party USA, funded by the Democratic Party and the actual CCP out of Communist China, is literally saying the beginning of the overthrow of the United States officially begins this Saturday, June 14th. Now, John Podesta's war-gamed this. This is all on record. They're really planning to do this. This is the big one I've been warning you about for years and intensely the last 6 months. This is the big one. They're losing control here. Everywhere else, they're going to make their move, and it just builds up from here on out. LA is just the detonator. Now, we've exposed this. A lot of people are aware of it, so there's a good chance that it's not going to get off the ground. The movie they produced 3 years ago that came out last year, Civil War, is basically a dramatization of near future events they want to carry out if Trump ever got back into office. This is not a drill. This is the big one. All previous attacks, the Summer of Love 2020, was just a beta test. This is their big move. God bless you all. I get this information out. This is critical to stopping their operations, exposing that they are the traitors. This is extremely important information.
Hey, libtards, explain this. Please explain why there's a Los Angeles County Craigslist ad that says they are willing to pay anywhere from $6,000 to almost $13,000 for very strong and brave men. No wonder why these people ain't moving. No wonder why they're not backing down. No wonder why they're not going anywhere. It's not because they believe in the cause. These fools are getting paid to do it. No wonder when the riots started, they knew exactly what they were doing. They knew what to fill their backpacks with. They knew which places to go to assault officers. They knew everything before even showing up. If it sounds political, if it looks political, and if it feels political, it might be political. But no, I mean, Democrats are not willing to pay people to go do their dirty work for them. It's not like they get funded millions upon millions of dollars every year for protesting and human rights and propaganda. Organizations like Act Blue, which not only governs some of these rallies, but also helps get the right people for the right jobs. And you want to know why all of this is public? Because they know that your mind is so twisted by their rhetoric that even if they slap you in the face with their information on what they're doing, you still won't believe it. When are you going to get tired of doing the dirty work? If this is the first time that you've seen that Craigslist ad, let me know in the comment section. And what are your thoughts about them potentially paying people to go and do their dirty work? I want to know what you think.
Do you want to know why I think it's funny that people are being paid to protest?
Why do you feel that way?
So these are all paid protesters. You can get $20 an hour if you wear a t-shirt.
You gotta speak up.
She just got recruited, right?
I refuse.
You said no.
No.
It wasn't worth the 20?
No, but like he told me that it's for a Diddy coin, so I'm not really sure what that is. Yeah, they just tried to pay me $20 to wear a free fucking shirt.
Stop. I could tell because
the lady right there, she just kept convincing me to go wear a shirt, and I'm like, I'm good.
so just $20, and if you need $20, all you have to do is wear a free puff shirt.
And just stand out here.
And you said no.
Yeah, I said no.
Did they say how many hours?
$20 an hour. And she told me she got paid like $60 yesterday for standing out there in 3 hours.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
They kicked us out of Permanente, bro. You are terrible people.
Tell us again, what happened at Permanente Brothers?
They kicked us out of Permanente Brothers so that they could get the paid actors inside.
Ridiculous.
Yes. So there's all the paid actors.
Look at all these people. My God.
Holy hell. All these actors in these vans. No, they can't even afford actors.
So it costs $450 billion to care for the migrants who invaded our country, and yet they told us $10 billion for a wall was too expensive. Got it.
Mexico! Okay, buddy, back to Mexico you go then. No! Please don't make me go back to Mexico. I thought you loved Mexico.
It's your boy King Churro. Thank you for watching. Remember that you're loved, and remember to be great every day because tomorrow is never promised.
Every day you wake up, you got a decision to make. To go right or left, up or down, right or wrong. At the end of the day, you make the decision. Nobody forces you. So make the right decision. Make moves, set the goal. Stop making excuses, man. And if it look like a duck, walk like a duck, and sound like a duck, it's a duck. Stop guessing. Just do the right thing. You heard? You hear me? I love y'all. Stay positive. Love one another.
All right. I'm flying the flag of the place I don't want to be sent back to, while I'm destroying the place I don't want to leave.